It includes daily walkabouts with art specialists and cultural enthusiasts, a children's program created and run by Imbali Visual Literacy Project, as well as a multidisciplinary public program which will include performance art, music, screenings and masterclasses. That's the RMB Turbine Art Fair, which takes place at 10 Fricka Road in Illovo, starting on the 12th to the 14th of July. Well, to tell us more, we are joined by founder Glynis Hyslop and curator Kefiloe Siwisa. Ladies, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Our pleasure.
Glynis, I just want to take you back to a little bit. Tell us about what inspired this art fair to be started. What was the idea behind it, and why was it so important to start something like this?
I think art fairs often have a rather nerve-wracking thing about them, and we felt it would be fun to start an art fair that had a very relaxed environment where you could meet your friends and have some good food, and at the same time see the work of early career artists. And learn more about art in a very relaxed environment. At the same time, hoping that one would have an investment opportunity, because buying art at a good price, it's something that, unlike a pair of shoes that wears out quickly, it will go on for years and appreciate and value.
Kefiloe, bring us into your role as curator. Glynis is right in the sense that a lot of people do find art fairs very intimidating.
Yes.
How big a challenge was it for you to firstly make sure that a relaxed environment is created through the works and all the experiences that we'll get from an art sense, and of course making sure that people can afford to buy some of these artworks?
I think that foundation has already been created. The fair's been around, this is our 7th edition, and so already people are aware that the fair is an accessible environment. We provide not only amazing art, but also there's a music program, there's the masterclasses, there are performances, and so as a curator, my role has really been to facilitate and really hold space for these various exhibitors to bring forth their vision, but also enable all our visitors to feel as though it's really their space. The beautiful thing about our fair is that it's a community. It's a community of artists. It's a community of Joburgers, of people from Cape Town. So we get people from everywhere around South Africa coming to our fair, because it feels like this community festival art experience.
And what's the seven-year journey been like, just in terms of new audiences that you've managed to open up space for, new artists that you've discovered? What has just been part of the excitement over the 7-year journey?
Well, I've only joined the fair this year, so for me, watching the journey, I've been part of the fair in various ways over the years, but this is my first year curating the fair, so I think Glynis would be able to tell us a little bit more about...
I think the community have been so fabulous to us, and the community has expanded dramatically. Last year we had about 11,000 people. So we're so grateful to everyone in Johannesburg that comes to enjoy the day with us. And I think what's been so fabulous is to see the young artists that 4 or 5 years ago were in the special projects and that now have become quite established artists. But there are also fantastic artists that have supported us, like David Kulani. I think he was at just about every opening that we've had, and we'll really miss him this year.
And so talk to us about some of the artists that we'll see today, throughout this fair, and also the master classes that will be there, the children's program. Just bring us a bit more into what we can expect.
I'm going to hand over to you.
So I'm curating this public program with cultural theorist Nomvuyo Horwitz. You really can't put something on like this without collaborating with other practitioners. So we've really tried to create a multidisciplinary program that really allows people to feel like they can connect with the various disciplines of artistic practices and creative practices. So it's not just about people who understand art from historical or really an academic perspective. It's really for everyone. So from the masterclass perspective, for example, we'll have printmaking, which David Crute Publishing will be running those classes, and people can really have an opportunity to get their hands dirty and feel what it's like to create and make, and really have an appreciation for how art is produced. For example, the children's program, that's really one of our favorite parts of the fair because it allows families to have an experience together at the fair. So children will be able to go around and have walkabouts. That's one of the elements of the program, and really understand the artworks a little bit better and elevate their experience of the fair. And it's really about facilitating exchange and connection. And so through our talks program, people will be able to come in and learn a little bit more about the importance of art critique, for example, the importance of thinking about how artists produce work, how do we sustain the emerging artist sector. So all these questions and these conversations will be happening around art that will allow people to have a deeper engagement with creative practice in general.
Glynis, art in this country, seems to always take the back burner, when it comes to funding of artists or allowing artists to thrive, whether in spaces or, access to education. There are all sorts of challenges. What sort of contribution do you feel that this fair continues to make to enrich, in specific, the South African artists' lives?
Well, I think that, as Kefiloe said, it's also really about connections, because they're not only artists that show, but many young artists come to the fair and meet people that can help them along their careers. Most of the gallerists that come would be showing early career artists, so that really can not only boost the young artists, but also boost the galleries themselves. We're also incredibly lucky to have RMB as a sponsor of this fair. This is the second year that they've been on board, and they're very, very involved in the creative economy, because they believe that creativity is the key to unlocking a much better South Africa.
And so what's next for this fair? You've had 7 years. What does the next 7 year?
Well, this is the first year that we've moved. So we've moved from our beautiful building that I was passionate about.
Interesting venue choice.
Well, we decided to close our venue, and sadly, in Newtown, and we've moved to Fricker Road. But the building is actually very similar.
Yes.
And we've decided from now on we will pop up in a different space each year. So that should create a different experience. And yeah, we hope that everyone will continue to so generously support us.
All right, lovely. Just to wrap it up, where can people get their tickets, and where can people get their more information in terms of which artists are showing when and what programs are running when?
So we have a really great program, and people can explore that through our website. So it's Turbine Art Fair. .co.za, and as well as buy tickets through web tickets from the website, and they can also engage with us on our social media platforms, which will also be able to tell them a little bit more about the various programs that are happening. But first point will be our website.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for your time, and all the best with the fair.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
While speaking to us about this year's RMB Turbine Art Fair, which takes place from the 12th to the 14th of July at 10 Fricker Road, Illovo, is Glynis Hyslop and curator Kefiloe Siwisa. Don't remember, they've moved to a new venue, and Glynis says they'll be moving to a different one each year. So that's something exciting to look forward to. It's time for us to go back to the main